Today we are going to be working on something that everyone has kind of wanted me to do for a little while. In all of these packs, there has been a mod that has lingered by, and we've kind of just looked over it, but not today. Today, we're really going to dive into this mod, which is called Create. And taking a look at our structure, our building here, Create is really going to become a fundamental part of our entire building. So my idea around this is I want Create to sort of flow through our base and us build around Create, if that makes sense. That Enderman scared me. So far I don't have the tower built yet up here, but that is going to be the inevitable, right? But Create is going to already start wrapping around this base as we start to progress. And I want to just integrate it into this and just sort of build platforms out for it and all kinds of stuff in this general area. So to get started with Create, we're going to need a lot of wood. At the moment, I don't have a whole lot of wood really, but we should be able to get started fairly easy. I've went ahead and added some things. I want to dive into the saw blade, and that's going to be definitely one of the main things that we need to create. It is the saw, the mechanical saw right here, but it requires iron sheets. And this is going to probably be one of the bigger problems that we face is getting these. So we are going to first need to make ourselves water wheels. So, you know, a couple water wheels is going to be nothing. Get those set up, and then I need to make myself a press. And yeah, the press luckily only requires an iron block, so not too bad. But the press can be applied on any block starting out, and we're gonna have to power this with some cogs in an interesting way. So let's put this together. Actually, I think this is gonna be a bit easier getting started than I thought. I'm just gonna go ahead, throw this down, use the hand crank. Even though it does use a bit of your hunger, it's a pretty good way to get started. So this is going to crank down, and as you can see, there's my iron sheets, because I really want to make this saw, and I want to show you why. So, like I said, I really want to get started with wood. Let's see, do we have just an axe available? Yes. All right. Which I think, yeah, this works. So if I place this down, this can actually harvest trees, and so we can technically chop down entire trees pretty quickly with this tool. Now I know we can already chop down trees, but this way, I almost wonder if this is going to be a better way of doing that. It's always so goofy watching this guy. So for example, if I place this down, not this way, you hold shift by the way, and you can place it facing the opposite direction. If I place this down and then place the hand crank, it should chop the whole tree down just like that, and I can pick it up and bring it with me. Now later on, we will have access to an axe, but this is going to be great for massive spruce trees, I believe. The ones that are really tall, I think this will do it in one go, I believe. So I've grown a really large spruce tree, and I'm going to try my best to hook this up. And let's see, will it chop this one down? Okay, yeah, it has to chop down the rest of them, doesn't it? So technically the better way to do this would probably be with a cart. If I try to chop this down though, like this, I don't think this is the greatest way to do it. It just, yeah, it does this weird thing. So maybe after that's done, can we do this? Or does it even recognize it as a tree anymore? I don't know. Oh, this may not work like I was hoping it would because of that integration there. But still, like, we have to get wood regardless if this works or not. Wow. It's literally relying on this last little twig. Please break. Please break down. Oh, yes. And as you can see, it like lays the tree down. As if it fell over, which is one of my favorite parts. So I want to try and set up a semi-automated tree farm. Basically, if I grow a tree, let's say right here, And I have myself a frame or like a track that kind of goes on here. I should be able to take like a card assembler and we can actually build a contraption that should work with this. So let's just say right here is where our tree is going to be planted. And then our contraption is going to go around that tree like this. It is going to chop it down, of course, collect it, go back around, and allow me to refill this. And then along the way, there's going to be a powered rail that is going to go right in front of this to give it a nice boost. And then there's going to be a powered rail over here to get it back around successfully. And all you have to do is give that some redstone signal. And then right there, I don't think that's... I might have to actually move this rail up one. I don't want to be powering this because powering that activates the contraption. I think this will work. And then I just need a lever for this to turn this on and off. And let's build our contraption. So on the top here, I'm going to place down my linear chassis. This actually needs to be rotated. I think I can rotate. Yeah, like this. Let's see. I believe I'm placing them the wrong way. That's the wrong way. This is the right way. There we go. And I'm probably going to need another linear chassis on the top, ain't I? Because that's where everything's at. I'm gonna have to go make some more linear chassis. What makes this mod so great though is just its near infinite like possibilities of things you can do. Like for example, what I'm doing right here, like this is just pure insanity. So what I need to do now is basically glue the front here because I'm gonna be hooking up the saws to the front and they're gonna be placed directly on it. And then on the back area, I'm actually going to place a chest back here. And this also needs to be glued. And that's what's going to hold all the items. So we don't have to go chasing after the wood. It should place it inside here. I know this looks really simple, but this should work and should be very, very functional. Let's go ahead and try this out. So I'm going to go ahead and plant the stuff here. And then bone meal it to get me that nice tall tree. Oh, wow. Okay, that's not what I expected at all. That actually kind of breaks everything. You've got to be... These trees can grow like this? I mean, it won't work out here. But I mean, it would work... I hope this works. Let's just say I was not expecting the tree to do that. Basically, all we have to do is feed a cart into here. Let's see, we'll get the cart up and running. This was actually powered rail that got broken. And then over here was another powered rail that got broken. Oh, goodness. And we should be good. So, if I get the cart... push back through here and I turn this on. This should now activate the machine. Wow, it does not want to go at all, does it? I don't know if that's going to harvest. Oh, it did. Okay, good. I was about to say, is this going to harvest the whole tree? And so this right here is fully harvested. I believe you can put this on a powered rail. I think that's probably what I need to do. That way you can turn it off. Yeah, this actually needs to be a powered rail here that it's placed on. That usually helps a little bit. So I can fill the rest of that. There we go. And then place the cart assembler back on here. Oh goodness. Then power it. There we go. And now stopping it's pretty easy, right? I can just do this and that stops the contraption. And then powering it on starts it back up again. Or does that and breaks it. Yeah, we need this to go the other direction. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so it's working, right? It's working. That's what matters. Let's turn it off. And by the way, while it's active, I believe we can hit it with the wrench and it'll actually give us the cart as the contraption, which is pretty useful. Let's try this again. I hope that it doesn't do that. But if we check the chest, look how much wood we got from that tree. That's actually quite insane. So I think we're going to be good for spruce. And that's the whole goal. I wanted to get a bunch of spruce, right? Watch it give me another large tree again. Wow, it just seems like it doesn't like being... Yeah, it doesn't like being directly connected like that. So let's get this thing started here. And you know, it looked like it broke the outer edge there. Huh. It actually chopped the whole tree down that time. Other than that, let's try this. It is actually working. Oh yeah, because it can break these. Oh. Well, I'm sure at this point, our chest is probably almost full. Wow. What a quick way to get tons and tons of wood. Now, one thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take a dive into the water. Because to get conveyor belts, well, it does require a little bit of extra effort. We're going to have to get ourselves some good old seaweed. And we're going to smelt that down. But luckily, there's a ton of kelp right here. Yeah, all the kelp we could ever want. All we got to do is break it. Just hope there's not a sea serpent in the water. The last thing I want to deal with right now is a sea serpent. Yeah, that should be plenty of kelp for a while. And I'll just walk around and pick it all up. Look at all of it. So much. So I'm working on setting up a water wheel, and I want to make it at least like sort of aesthetically pleasing. And so I have my water wheel right here, and I think this is going to work. I have the sort of cobble built up as if water is going to be poured here. And then maybe placing this right there, I can force the water to move over. I'm really hoping this is going to function properly. Oh boy. So moment of truth, did I fail? It's spinning. I mean, that's all that really matters, right? Is it spinning? I mean, there is a way that we can actually test, which I really need to be wearing these. Goggles right here. Ooh, I really should probably make these. Just requires a flattened sheet of gold. We'll definitely make it once we get this set up, the press set up and automated. Okay. So at the moment I have power coming out of this that I can use a shaft to extend. We have some mechanical power. The belts are what is going to really make this shine, I believe. So I'm going to extend it out one more. And then I'm going to basically be running a belt. And we need to get to a gearbox. So I'm really hoping this works. I should be able to extend a shaft off of here. And using the belts, take our mechanical press. This is going to get those plates automated. This is like one of the first things we need to get done. I'm going to extend a belt over to here. That's going to get that nice and spinning. Perfect. But I can also use a belt back here to spin the press. Look how cool this is. All right. And then we also need some chests. So I should be able to open up my storage. Grab 2 chests. We'll place a chest right here. Actually, these need to be one higher, I believe. Yeah, one higher, because we're going to be actually utilizing the andesite funnels. So let's go ahead and just place any block here and here. And so we have an input and an output. Oh, this is going to be so nice for automation. Like, I've definitely come a long way as far as learning this mod goes, for sure. Place a chest here and a chest here. And then what we do is we place the funnel onto the chest and onto the chest here. And we basically have press automation, I believe. So if I take iron, for example, and I want to press quite a bit of iron, I can just toss that in there. It's going to go onto the conveyor belt, be stamped just like that. That's going to move on. Going to go into the lovely belt funnel, which is so cool looking, and end up inside of our chest. it's automated. Like, it's straight up ready to go. Oh, this is so cool. And it looks really good. It just fits right into here. So I was looking through and trying to figure out what I should possibly build next. And, well, I have just the thing. As you can see, all the items in my inventory are going to be exactly what we need to build this thing. And it's going to be a millstone. We're basically going to create something that's going to not duplicate our items or double, but it'll come close. So we can basically throw raw material into the milling machine. It'll produce crushed ore, and then we can take the crushed ore and wash it. And look at this. We'll get a bonus potential 50% chance of getting 5 extra nuggets per tin, and we already get 1 extra nugget for just doing this process. So and we don't have to worry about coal because it's going to convert it into something that we can just easily craft. So let's put this together. It's actually not that difficult to do. So I am going to need a extension here. Let's see, a shaft. Gonna extend off here, and let's see, a gearbox. If I put the fan onto the gearbox, I have to put it facing this way. That fan is going to be blowing. Now, to get this to work better, or get this to do the washing mechanic, we actually need to place water in front of it. So if you place some pressure plates, you should be fine when it comes to washing. Now, we're going to test some things here in a minute, but right here is where I want the items to be dropped, is sort of right in this general area. So what I need to do is I'm going to place a chute on top of this block. Let's hop up on top of the chute. Now, a chute is like a dropper, like a precision dropper. It's going to drop the item directly down. On top of that, we can put the millstone. And then on top of the millstone will be another chute. And then we should be able to put a chest connected to that. Just like so. Yeah, that should work. And then we'll just put the items inside this chest and it'll work its way down. Now, we'll talk about how to get the millstone working here in a second. But what I can definitely show... Or actually, we'll go ahead and get our... Yeah, we'll go ahead and get the gears hooked up to this. So the best way to do that is to take our shafts, and we can only go up in a 45-degree angle. So this is going to be like where we can actually hook to with a belt. Belts work in 45-degree angles. I got to get that there. And then on the back, I'm going to change this to a gearbox because you have to use a gear for this. So I'm going to do a gearbox that's vertical. It's going to connect to that, and as you can see, it goes down. If I use a big gear here on the bottom of this, it's actually going to speed this up. And if I go with a smaller gear, it's going to speed it up even more, like that. And then if I place that there, we have that connected to the millstone, and it's actually pretty quick, right? Now, to speed this up faster, it could potentially cause this to seize up because we are really just using a water wheel here. So the timing is going to be a little different depending on the gear ratios you set up for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and test this and see how far we need to place our stuff back. Well, if I put the gold in here, that's going to get crushed in the millstone. This is like an early way of getting like somewhat, I guess, ore duplication going on. Or ore doubling or ore processing. It's definitely a way to process ore. Let's go ahead and place our water. And you can see right there, it's scooting along. And at the same time, it's washing. And right there, it turns. So this is where the hopper is basically going to go. So if I place my chest right here, I can go ahead and place a andesite funnel right here. Now, I could place this closer if I had another type of funnel. There's another funnel that has a filter support on it. This does not have filter support, so it's basically just like a sideways hopper, right? But yeah, now this should be basically ready to go. I should be able to throw that in there. That's going to get crushed in the millstone, drop down as soon as it's done, and just get washed with this fan. And it's all basically free power. None of this is costing us coal. So I can go do all of my ore stuff and bam, look at that. Crushed gold. And like I said, that should, yep, turn into nuggets and bam, there's our nuggets. Perfect. Look at that beauty. Oh, I love this. So one last thing that I need to set up. This right here is a mechanical mixer And it's actually pretty nice. But as you can see right here, it appears the mechanical mixer is not rotating fast enough. This is a problem that we're going to have to kind of come up with a solution here to fix. And I think it's going to involve me moving this over and sort of doing this same sort of setup over here. I think we can increase the rotation a bit by using a bigger gear. Again, right here. And then chasing that with a smaller gear, which I think I'm just going to put right here where the water's at. Should block the water. Yeah, there we go. And then chase that with another gear. And then finish off over here with... I mean, we can't put it here, unfortunately, as it's touching this gear. That would cause it to break. And if I even place this, it would just break it. Plus it's spinning in the opposite direction. Or actually, no, it would be spinning in the correct direction. But it would be spinning too fast. It would cause the gears to bind up. I was thinking, yeah, we can put it here, but that's not going to work either. Maybe I should try... Instead of doing it where I placed it here on this side, we just flip it and put it on the other side. Could raise it up as well. Let's try this. So let's put it here instead. Then the bigger gear. And then the smaller cog is going to also not fit there. You know what? How about... So I think I have a pretty decent solution here. It's going to involve using a regular gearbox, and this gearbox is going to go into the vertical gearbox. And then from here, I'm going to extend it up. See, 2, and then on top of this will be that gear. Then we can do the whole system where we rotate in and out. So right there. And then connected to that is a bigger gear in the bottom. And then that goes into a smaller gear. And this gear should be fast enough to handle this. I just have to move this setup over. They may be wondering, what is this? We're going to actually fill that up here in a minute. It's actually a really awesome item. So let's go ahead and break this. And I'm just going to go ahead and move this over. And we'll just fill it back in. So the basis of this setup is going to be to have a blaze burner here that has a blaze in it that we feed. That's going to go into a basin. It's going to heat up the things in the basin. And this is going to set us up for tomorrow, for next episode, because this is the only way that we can actually get brass. And so I should be able to place this connected there. And now the mechanical mixer is fast enough. And as you can see right here, where it should be, kind of here in the middle. And all we have to do is place the items in here, which we should be able to see. But first, we have to fill this. So to fill this thing, we've got to go to the nether. With this blaze burner, we should be able to just literally smack a blaze. Or not smack it, but catch a blaze with it. Oh, that is... If we're prepared, which I wasn't. I don't even have a sword on me. What's wrong with me? Oh yeah, we should be able to just grab it. Perfect. There we go. We now have a living fireplace. And yeah, all I had to do was right click the blaze. And now there's a blaze in a burner. It's a blazing burner. And just like that, as you can see, it's a nice little small flame down there. But if we feed it with fuels, such as wood, like that, that should keep it running for a little bit. We need copper, which we can actually get processed here. So we'll need copper and zinc. And zinc is what's going to bring that up. Zinc right here. And so these two metals will alloy inside the mixer when they are heated, just 1 to 1, and it'll give us 2 brass. And brass is what is going to allow more advanced operations to happen within this mod. Pretty nice. Just to show you what that process is going to look like, we should be able to use, I believe, a chute, I think, or it should mix the items up. If we toss them in like that, there you go. It went inside. It's mixing them up. And there we go. So yeah, we should be able to have a way of putting the stuff in there. Definitely. That's got to be a thing. We could probably even use hoppers to put them in. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this lovely episode, and I hope you learned a lot about Create. There's still a lot more that I want to get done in this pack with Create. There's so many things that we could potentially do with it, and it's only going to benefit us throughout our Let's Play, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So, of course, though, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to be a huge thanks to Robert Fulmer. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on Patreon. And of course, guys, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, you can find that link down in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, be sure to smack that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Of course, guys, I'll see you in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.